Hello everyone, welcome back, or if this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Risa, and in my videos I talk about all things beauty and fashion, and I throw in a little bit of lifestyle content as well. Today I am going to be talking about the Dyson Airwrap. I am filming this video on the 1st of November, so the holidays will be here before we know it, and I know a lot of people have the Dyson Airwrap on their holiday wish lists. And with the Dyson Airwrap, you get different attachments to curl, to wave, to smooth, to volumize, all with no extreme heat. And that's actually the main selling point. It uses a lot less heat and it's a lot less damaging than most other styling appliances out on the market. I will be showing you a demo of how I use the Airwrap. I did use it today to get this look right here. I did ask on my Instagram story a couple weeks ago for any specific questions you all have about the Dyson Airwrap, so I'm going to answer those as well. So I will put those timestamps down below in the description box. This is my wall setup right here. As you can see, I am all in on the Dyson. I have the dryer as well. I purchased this wall unit on Amazon, and I will have that link down below in the description box. I'm not going to go too in-depth into the technology behind it. You can very easily find out all of that in-depth information online. I think most of you want me to get right into the bones of this video. How do I use it? Do I like it? Should you buy one? Well, it's a very complicated answer. I've had mine about 5 months, and it's taken me, honestly, that long to figure out how to use it properly for my hair type. And that's something you definitely need to consider. You need to consider your hair type, your hair length, and what type of look you are wanting to achieve with the Airwrap. If your goal is to have your hair look something like this, those sort of messy, beachy waves that you see everywhere on social media, you honestly cannot do that with this tool. So that's the first thing I want you to consider when determining whether or not you're going to purchase the Airwrap. Are you okay with this type of look? Now, I've brushed out my curls, but you'll see in the demo that you can leave them definitely more curled versus brushed out and voluminous like this. But just know, again, that you're not going to achieve beach waves with this device. I have done videos in the past on the Revlon 3-in-1 Styler, this tool right here. And I mentioned in those videos that I have to use the highest heat setting to really smooth my hair with that tool, which is extremely damaging. That tool gets very, very hot. It does not have anywhere near the type of technology that is in the Dyson. So say what you will about the Revlon Styler. I do think it is an amazing tool. It works beautifully on so many people. But even with a heat protectant, you are still going to be damaging your hair a lot more so than if you used a Dyson tool. Okay, so back to the fact that I have to use that tool on high heat in order to smooth out my hair. The reason for that is because I have naturally very wavy hair. I also have a lot of gray, which makes my hair's texture a lot more coarse and require a lot more heat in order to make it smooth. This is also the reason why I'm not using either Dyson tool to rough dry my hair or style my bangs, because neither seems to have enough power to really smooth my hair as much as I like. Even the brush attachment that comes with the Dyson Airwrap doesn't do, in my opinion, as good of a job with smoothing as a traditional blow dryer and round brush. Before I go any further with this demo, I should let you know that I do have one row of hand-tied extensions installed. They are towards the crown of my head. And what I do now is I lift the top section of my hair and secure it with a clip. And then I'm going to reach again for my blow dryer and round brush to smooth out the very unruly and wavy section along my hairline by my ears. I could use the smoothing attachment for this, but again, this area also needs more heat and tension than that attachment provides. However, once the hairline is smoothed out, I do go in with the smoothing attachment and begin to dry my hair more thoroughly and to straighten and smooth it. This is pretty time consuming for me because the extensions do make my hair a lot thicker. So this entire process, obviously I'm speeding it up for the video, can take me up to a half an hour. For some people, this Dyson Airwrap speeds up their styling time, but for me, it actually takes longer than if I just used a round brush and a blow dryer to smooth my hair, or if I just used a curling iron. However, I would not get this blowout look with any other tool. I have never achieved this type of look with any other hair tool. So once I've smoothed out one side, I go over and do the same thing on the other side. And then I switch out the attachments. I use the larger curler. I've honestly never touched the smaller one. I've also found that this method works a lot better for me than using the round brush attachment. I've experimented with that one several times, and this is just the way that I feel I get the best results. And my first tip is to hold the curler attachment up to the mirror, because when you look at it, the arrow will be pointing to the right. But when you look at it in the mirror, it's pointing left, which means that that is the attachment you want to use when working on the left side of your head. My next tip is to take a small section of hair, about 1 inch wide. Any bigger and the Airwrap will have trouble catching the hair. Tip number 3 is really important. Instead of holding the tool straight up and down vertically, you want to hold it at a 45-degree angle toward your head. This will make it so the hair wraps far more easily around the attachment. What also changes the game is tip number 5, which I saw on someone else's tutorial on TikTok. Once your hair is curled and you've brought it up to your scalp, you want to shut off the Airwrap before removing the wand. I used to not do this, and the curls would be very tight and often tangled. So what you want to do is curl the section, turn off the Airwrap, let it sit for about 5 seconds, and then pull straight down. The result will be a perfect round curl. One of the downsides of the Airwrap is that instead of going section by section, bottom to top to curl your hair, you have to do one side at a time. And then I just keep doing this around the entire section of one side of my head. Then I bring down the top part and do the same thing there. Then it's time to change out the attachment in order to do the other side. Having to switch these out is a little annoying, but it's not the worst thing and you do get used to it. So everything I did on the left side, I'm now doing on the right side. If your hair does not hold a curl very well, I would recommend using a working hairspray before beginning this curling process. A working hairspray will give your hair some grit without stickiness, so the curl will hold better and last longer. I also suggest not raking out the curls or brushing out the curls as much as you see me doing here. I forgot to mention that I also let my hair cool down for several minutes before running my fingers through and breaking up these curls. The more you break up the curls or brush them out, the more it will start to look like a blowout versus quote-unquote curled hair. And now I'm pretty much done. The last step is to take a hair oil and run it through to give my hair some shine and take down any frizz. And voila, I am done. Questions. So now I want to get to some of the questions that were left for me on Instagram. Does it prevent heat damage? I think I already covered that one. Yes, it does. Is it really worth it? Do you think it's extremely better than other hair tools? If you're wanting to get this look, then yes, absolutely. I think I addressed that with the comment about the 3-in-1 styler and the fact that I've never been able to achieve this any other way, with any other tool. I have long extensions. What part of it is best to use for this type of hair? Again, I think that's something I covered in the demo. I too have a not a super long extension, but extensions. And my personal preference is to use the large barrel curler. You can try this, and I do recommend trying it and seeing if that technique works for you. Just using this in the same manner you would use any blow dryer brush or the Revlon, but the best way for me has been the large curler. Do you really need it if you have the Revlon brush or similar? Yes, because you are going to do a lot less damage to your hair. And this was the most popular question. Is it worth it? So expensive. I hear you. I talked myself out of this so many times. If you too have struggled to get this type of just voluminous, bouncy look, smooth, I mean, yeah, I feel like it is totally worth it, especially if you can get it for a Christmas present, a Hanukkah present, a birthday present. Do what I did, save up your credit card points. I think it's worth having. That said, if you do not like this look, if you are just going for that beachy wave, that's your preferred look, then no, you don't need this because as I said, you're not going to get that look with this tool. Does it hold curl more than a day? Is it worth the money if you have long hair and need the long barrels too? So I'm guessing that they sell a longer barrel option than this. My hair is, it's not crazy long, but it's decently long, and I'm fine with just these barrels. I didn't even know that there were other options. I knew there was a larger barrel of this. I just didn't know there was a longer barrel of these. As far as holding the curl, again, that's dependent on your specific hair type. I will wake up tomorrow morning and my hair will really not need a touch-up. It will stay looking like this, but I have naturally wavy hair and I've never had a problem with my hair holding curl. And honestly, when I put up this question on Instagram, I did receive several comments from people saying that they have the Airwrap and that the curl just does not hold for them. So my only recommendation is to try it again using the tips and techniques I mentioned in the video, specifically turning off the Airwrap before pulling out the curler, using a working hairspray before, a regular hairspray after, and then not brushing out the curls as much as I did. Let them fall on their own. Is there something less expensive that does the same thing? Not that I'm aware of, because we're talking about the technology that exists in the Dyson. And while I didn't go too into it, I highly recommend you research the technology yourself and you will see what I saw, which is that there really is nothing else like this on the market, unfortunately, because believe me, I get it. This is a very, very expensive investment. Is it faster than a curling iron? Does it make your natural hair feel dry? It's not fast. I've already addressed that. It takes me a long time to get this look. I personally am much faster with a curling iron. I can curl my hair in under 10 minutes, I think, and get that beachy wave look. But I have yet to find a curling iron that, even a large barrel curling iron, I've tried those. I've tried using a really large barrel curling iron just to get this type of volume and this type of blowout look, and it hasn't worked. Usually there's not enough grip to the iron, or it's still, I don't know, honestly, they're just not the same. The second part of this question was, does it make your natural hair feel dry? Not at all. I always use an oil when I finish off my hair. So yeah, you definitely want to do that too. But no, it does not dry out your hair any more so than any other styling tool. What heat protectant do you use? The smoothing cream that I use does contain a heat protectant, but I will often go ahead and use another spray protectant like the one from Living Proof. I will definitely link a few of my favorites in the description box. Does it really save on time? I have very thick hair. Not for me, it doesn't, which is why I only do it once a week. How does it wrap hair around it? Does it pull or get really hot? Does it blow air? Well, I think you saw in the demo how it grabs the hair. It does not pull my hair. I never feel like my hair is getting tangled. I never feel like it's getting too hot. I definitely always feel like my Revlon dryer is getting too hot, always. And I think the most important thing to remember in order to keep the hair wrapping around the barrel evenly and not getting tangled is to use those smaller sections. So hopefully I covered all of your questions. If you have any more, please do not hesitate to leave them in the comments. I will try to answer as many as I can. If you did enjoy this video and you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, I do try to put out new content at least 2 to 3 times per week, so please hit that subscribe button. You can also find me on Instagram and TikTok. The username is the same. It's all Risa Does Makeup. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you in my next video.